welcome one, welcome all to another edition of our Halftime Chat R&B podcast. And yes, Mr. Stevie Street, how are you going? How's it doing?
Feeling a lot better than what I was last week. I was de-energized last week, but my energy's come back for the weekend. Very happy to be here. Good evening to you, Namdi, and good evening to everyone watching this evening, and also to everyone who's watching back as well. Obviously, there'll be a lot watching back after we finish. So, how are you all doing?
Hey. Jackie, how you doing?
Hey, Namdi. Hey, Stevie.
How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on on the other side of the water? I was going to say in the UK, but Stevie, where you live?
Manchester.
Oh, you live in Manchester. Okay.
Yeah, that area. So
okay,
it's quite far.
Yeah.
Quite far from Andy. We are far away.
Yeah.
Really? Like if you drive, how far are you guys away from each other?
Ooh, 4 or 5 hours away.
Yeah, it's probably Virginia to New York, Virginia Beach to
wow.
New York kind of stuff. Yeah. J Hod, welcome. Teddy Stronger Bear, welcome. Yes, and actually, welcome to all celebrities. It wouldn't surprise me if Keith Sweats watches, because, as you notice, Mary's been watching, Brandy's been watching. They all Jackie, did you see that clip from Mary?
When she when she was talking about with Dark Child was saying?
Yeah. So because she was on Joe and Jadakiss podcast, and she was like, yeah, Rodney just recently talked about the song which he told us, and then she gave her own version of it. I'm like, oh, so she's watching what we're doing. And,
right.
So, and then Brandy talked about When You Touch Me, giving her version, because we did we did the full moon stuff. So yeah.
Well,
I think
y'all are popular.
Those reels you did. Yeah. Those reels you did for them questions, Namdi, both of them went viral, and I think they just got around everywhere. And I think a lot of people have seen them reels.
Hey, but we're talking about them. M Mac, welcome. Last Exit to Brooklyn, welcome. Okay, Chucho, welcome as well. Marty A. Johnson, the legend himself.
Hey, Marty.
Marty A. Johnson, man, one of the best. I've seen, if he's one of the good guys in this business, and and Marty, you probably wouldn't know this, but I remember the first time I interviewed Timmy Gatlin. I watched your interview with Tim because you interviewed him first, and I was like, okay, look at what Marty, how he's talking and how he's asking questions, and then I studied some of that. So when I interviewed Timmy, so always good to see you. Jackie, I actually like the fact that you put out that little video of you singing "Knew You Were Cheating," and I sent it to Teddy, and he as well.
You know what's crazy? I was trying to do it last night to post it, and I was so damn sleepy that I couldn't get it together. So I was like, "We're gonna skip it."
It's perfect. It's perfect. Ezekiel, how you doing? Okay. Yes, goodness. So Jackie, how have you been? It's always an amazing having you here, especially, Keith more than anybody. But how have you been?
I've been good. I'm glad to see that people are really, really. First of all, Namdi, you already know, Halftime Chat is very popular. So, and we family, me, you, and Stevie, we family. So I'm always gonna be up here talking nonsense. But I love the fact that a lot of artists are watching, and they're talking about stuff that producers are coming on saying and whatever, giving their part. Because the stories are the good stories. We love the stories. We want to hear the stories. And me hearing what Brandy said about that's one of my favorite songs besides He Is. And I get what she's saying, because a lot of times you start working with the producers and they do push you to sing higher than you normally sing. So, okay, when you're younger, you can pop them notes out. On top of if you're singing all the time. So if you're on tour, you're touring, you can, belt those songs out because your voice is used to doing it. But once, you're not singing a lot and your voice is not used to it and you're not really touring. And then when it's time to tour, especially when you start getting older, your
Mm.
vocal cords, they're like, wait, what? Wait, you was 20 when you did that, or you were 22. What?
Ah.
I don't, my voice is 46 right now. Or my voice, you know what I'm saying? And not me, because I ain't 46. I'm past 46. I wish I was still 46. But I'm just saying, your voice, you know, a lot of vocalist voices have changed.
Mm.
And I love the fact that Brandy did say, she was like, no shade to Rodney, but she was like, bruh. And if she could have said it, she might as well have went on and said it, bruh, you made me sing too high. And now I
Ah,
got to change the key and make this joint work,
okay. Because they were
for
just thinking about the here and now, like this is we're kids, let's just sing now, not thinking about how this would last in another 10 years.
yep. And that's the thing, people want to hear the record. And that's the one thing that Keith Sweat is really, you know, always on point with. Keith always sound like the record. I don't care what. He gonna make the band sound like the record. He want them backgrounds to sound like the record. He's gonna sound like the record. Because no people don't want you to sing a whole different melody, of the song. Because, a
Mm.
lot of people can't follow that and they're like, and they get in their feelings and they want to, start talking nonsense, popping
Mm.
junk. And you like, wait, back up. Because I had changed the key, because my voice ain't there. But
Mm.
Keith Sweat definitely is one of those people that he still sings his songs like the record, you know, hands down. He just does.
Mm.
Um, and everybody cannot do it, and it's not a bad thing. So when the kids hear the songs, and then they come to see you, and you're not singing in that key, then it's like, oh, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with him? Why they sound
Mm.
like that? But at the
Mm.
same time, they don't realize that people start aging and their voices change. So, your voice, you could hear like older singers. Some older singers still sound the same, and some of them don't.
Yeah, well, like
You know.
Luther, though. I mean, no one would ever. But then Whitney, towards the end, couldn't keep up to where she used to be, I guess.
Yeah, but Whitney, I mean, we don't know what affected her vocal cords. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And it could have been age on top of
Other
whatever
things,
else she
yeah.
was doing. And that's
Yeah.
my girl, so I can't talk about
No,
can't
no,
talk
no, no.
about bad about my baby. I love me some Whitney, and I wish she was still here.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, a lot of singers' voices do change. So we just have to figure out that place, to
Mm.
find that vocal arrangement that's perfect, that people will still feel it, because the
Mm.
bottom line is all about soul and
Mm.
singing from your soul and, people feeling it. So Brandy got that with her hand, with her hands down,
Yeah,
down.
definitely.
But I feel her on a lot of the,
Mm.
vocal reaches that she have to do. And she's saying it's out of her range because I love her in her lower range. Oh my gosh. Her lower range just moves the planet. But anyway,
But no,
so
and I guess my thing is that the interview we did with Rodney when he came and joined us live, which we appreciate, both Mary and Brandy responded. So I hope Rodney doesn't feel like, oh.
I'm talking about I ain't coming on no more. Y'all getting me in trouble. We're not getting you in trouble, Rodney. You
No,
said
no.
what you said, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Let's see.
speaks his truth. You know what I'm saying? So you come on and you speak your truth. The truth is the truth, regardless of what, you
Yeah.
know. And he's speaking his truth, but then people are coming back saying, XYZ. But it ain't no shade because when you hear the other person's side, it's still love. You know what I mean? So
Ah, goodness. Yes, anyway, I mean, this evening we are bringing out the Keith Sweat sophomore album. And I guess before we dive into it, and because Jackie, you're much closer to to this than we are. But Stevie, what did you make of his sophomore album compared to, after, especially after he had that monster debut album, which I would still say is probably my favorite album. You know, that I just listened to that stop to finish. So for me, it's a hard act to follow. But what did you make of it?
It's funny because this is my favorite Keith Sweat album, whereas the debut is probably yours. Obviously, the debut, there's no doubt in the debut of the smash hits, you know. But I thought the phenomenal follow up. It's probably because I didn't get the debut album till about 1989 after I discovered Guy and New Edition, so I was late on the debut. So I weren't late on this. So when this came out, I got the single "Make You Sweat." This album came out, and listening back now, everyone who's on this album, including Jackie, Gerald Levert, the N-Touch guys are on here. Stephen Russell at a Troop is on here as well. Keith, I think everyone was at the peak. I think vocally, this album, singing, the vocals on, it's undefeated. It's undefeated, this album for vocals. There's a lot of hollering and incredible.
Okay.
Incredible, the vocals. I mean, there's some seriously deep, soulful. He's going through a lot on this album with some of the stories he's saying about, you know, being cheated on and seeing the guys with his woman, and you know. But it had a great balance again of up tempo, mid tempos, ballads. Just what I wanted from the Jack album, you know. And I will say, I'll never understand why they didn't use the title cut on the New Jack City soundtrack, because that would have been perfect. Because that is a wedding song to me. Why didn't they use that track in New Jack City in that wedding scene? We'll never know. Mick,
which
you could answer that.
Okay, I'll give you all my loving.
I'll give my. Yeah, I think it's a perfect
I'll give all my
song.
love
It should have
to
been that. He should have. Yeah, it would have been great on New Jack.
You're right, Stevie.
The track that he submitted for New Jack, fantastic. He didn't go right with the scene. Didn't go right with the wedding scene. This would have been perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
You know.
Stevie, I think there's something with your sound is cutting in and out. Can you hear us?
Say sort of. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it
I
seems
can
to be
hear you
cutting
clearly.
in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was cutting in and out, so I don't know, but it seems to have stopped now. Yeah, Jackie. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Let's try and.
See, Stevie threw me off because, you know, Stevie will mess you up. He'll just hit you in your head and be like, "This is my favorite." Okay, so I thought it was a great follow-up to the first one. Yes, I do. I believe it was a great follow-up to the first one. We were out on the road, of course, for the first one, and then the second album. I was out with Toto at the beginning. I was singing with, you know, the rock group Toto, and then I came back to sing with Keith. So I was Keith's show just got so much better, you know, from when we did it the first time. The second, you know, show was for this album, especially adding this album into the show. It was phenomenal, you know, merry-go-round, just to see, you know, the dancers dancing, and they got their little clown outfits on or whatever. It was dope. Like, it was so dope. I can't even lie. We had a dope show. The one thing that I give Keith again is he's a perfectionist, and he is going to make the show exactly like he wanted. He don't care if he got to make you watch them damn videos over and over on the bus or whatever until you fix what's broken. But he had a lot of, you know, dope dancers with him. He had Big Les and all of them. So
Wow.
the show was just crazy. The show was crazy. He had a lot of the dancers, you know, that were dancing in the Remember the Time video and everybody else's videos. So his show was bananas. And then, of course, he had the vocalist the crazy background vocalist, John James, I'm trying to remember who else. Vivian Sessoms was the one that was supposed to. She was gonna do "Make It Last" first, but I ended up going in and they kept it. But Vivian was singing background. I was singing background. Jenny Douglas, Foot, she was singing background. She was the one that sung with me too, with Keith the first time, and on our first tour. And she also we sung together with Toto. But he was bringing it. He was bringing it. Like, Keith's show was bananas. So every song, he didn't do all the songs from the record. He always picked certain ones that he would put in and add into what he had from the first album. So, but the show was it was crazy. It was bananas. It was just phenomenal. That's why the records just kept going platinum every single time, because he, like I said, he gives a great show and he sounds like the record. And, you always want somebody to come and sound like the record. As soon as they not sound like the record, you're like, wait, what? Who are you? Why are you changing the key? Why are you, especially when you're still young and you just came out, you shouldn't change no keys. Stay in that right key. But, yeah.
And everyone who's Ezekiel, Kat, everyone that's commenting, we're seeing you, and I know you're saying hello. We're sending our loves and thanks. And remember that as you comment, you're part of what we're discussing here. So every comment you make, we're watching and seeing. But Jackie, Stevie said that this was his favorite Keith Sweat album. What are your thoughts? Oh,
this is not my favorite Keith Sweat album. No.
Oh, we've got John from Troop. John.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. Always glad to see you. It is
That's
not
okay.
Okay. Okay. As I said, I think after Make It Last Forever, I think the album that he had, Twisted, he moved in a different sound, and he was on, and I think that would be my follow-up album. But yeah, I was, and I always have to caveat every time, and people who know me long enough to know that I think I was disappointed that he made magic with Teddy in the first album, and then Teddy only showed up towards the end to do, add a little keyboards and drums, and did something on Your Love Part 2, and it was that level of disappointment that magic of the first album didn't continue. You always think about
that track now.
Yeah, no. I'm just talking about overall. So you think about when Jim and Terry worked with Alexander O'Neill. You think about when Jim and Terry worked with Janet, or you just know those kind of partnerships that I know your voice, I know your style, I know how to get the best out of you, and they never really did anything for more than 20 years. They never, invested, worked together, and they had because Keith is good with the writing and Teddy knew how to make the sound. So that was a disappointment for me that there wasn't more of that. And also I didn't like the fact that it was heavily ballads, the album. As much as I love a ballad, but I think you can just get too much of them, and I wanted some balance, especially in 1990. So yes, but it was a nice album, but it fell short of its predecessor, in my opinion. And, everyone else people like keep it coming and get up on it.
More tempos on this album than the debut, Namdi. There's more tempos on this album than the debut. There's 4 tempos on this album.
The thing is that it had more songs. So the debut album on balance had more. Was that? Steve, what did you say?
I said there's 4 tempos on this album. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're slightly delayed. Yeah, I don't know if you want to go and come back in.
Let me try.
Slight delay, Stevie.
powers, I can come back in.
Okay.
He heard you.
Yeah, Henry.
No,
See,
but
yeah.
you know what, Namdi, what you were saying too about Keith not really working with Teddy on the second record. Yes, it was a big change, but I still feel that on the second album, Bobby Wooten really came in and did a great job. And then Wokey is my boy. Love, love, love Wokey. Um, I think that, and then of course Keith working with Gerald and working with
Mm,
Steve from Troop, and Steve is
mm,
family. Gerald was family, um, and they all worked well together. So I didn't feel that it was missing.
mm.
Yeah, it was missing that New Jack Swing sound. That signature sound that Teddy had right there. And to be honest, I it would have been dope if they would have put Just Got Paid on the second album. But I can't, I
Okay,
can't
okay,
diss
okay.
my Uncle Johnny Kemp, rest in peace, Johnny. It was dope for Johnny, but it would have been dope for Keith too. Um, I
Oh,
thought it would have been a good second second album joint. I don't.
uh,
You
yeah,
don't
you're
think so?
right. And they could have put Let's Chill because that was written for the debut album, so they could have kept that as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like Let's Chill for Guy.
Yeah, but if he had realized, he could have kept Left Chill, kept Let's Get Just Got Paid, put it on the second album. But he probably just thought, yeah, we'll write more hits, not knowing that those were those songs out of pretty much apart from Make It Last Forever. I don't think, and maybe now Twisted, but those songs outdid most of what he did for a long time, and for other artists which he kind of wrote. So he probably regretted it, not saving it for this album. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he got a lot of hits, so he's not missing. He's not missing nothing. He got a zillion hits. He was truly, truly, Grace covered him in those areas. He got hit.
John says he agrees with you too.
That's right, boo.
Okay. Okay. So Stevie, are you back? We got you vocally?
Yeah, it looks like I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better now. Not much better now. Not much better now.
You know,
Okay.
you in Manchester, you might need to take a hanger, one of them old back of the day hangers, and put it outside on top of the house so your telephone will work. That's how I
Uh,
was when I was in Atlanta, Stevie. So don't feel bad.
That's
okay,
all
guys. um, yeah. So I mean, yes, there was so much. I mean, and we're going to go through some of the songs as Jackie mentioned, without Teddy. And so what Keith, Timmy Gatlin said that Keith had done most of the album, but he needed some up tempo, and he couldn't get Teddy because Gene Griffin was managing Teddy at the time, and charging an arm and a leg for. And he says probably saw what Teddy did on the first album. And says, we're going to double your price, Mr. Sweat. And so of course he couldn't get Teddy, and Teddy was doing, he was doing James Ingram, was doing all that stuff. And then he reached out to Timmy to see if he can get some of that new sound. And Timmy wrote alongside Bobby Wooten, Make You Sweat, which I wish they did more of. That was my, I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but that I wish Keith had done more of that vibe on the album, because it felt like, oh well, this is great, and then it was like it changed. So I think for me, I thought they could have capitalized on that gap. But it's we will go through our list and stuff. What did you think, Stevie? Would you have wanted more that type of up tempo?
Like I said, I was happy with the album. I just thought it was a really good balance of a bit of everything: ballads, mid tempos, up tempos. I know there was only like 9 tracks and an interlude, but that's enough. It was enough for me. That
Okay.
I've got no argument about the album. Really. I think as well, there's a bit more creativity going on in some of like your tempos, like Your Love. I thought it was a very great Love Part 2, very, very creative track. Very, you know, showing a different side to Keith. Totally unexpected, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
And I made a very, very big discovery tonight as well about this album, which I'll get to it. Really,
Yeah,
big
good.
discovery.
Okay. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait? Or
well, all right, I'll tell you now. I downloaded the streaming digital version of the album, and I was listening to the track Your Love, because I'm like, I always rate that track highly, but I thought something's different about this track. The drum sounds are different. The start of the track is different. And then I pulled out my CD and played the CD version of Your Love. It's completely different. You know, there's a big on this mix, heavy breathing at the beginning. There's a big chugging in it. It's not on the digital one. I don't know what's happened, whether he's re-recorded it or whether it's a demo version, but the version of Your Love that's on this album and on your LP at home is completely different to the digital version. So go and check that out to the streaming one. You know, we're in a new version of it almost. So, mate, again, it's a shame we've not got Keith here to tell.
Yeah. Jackie, most people wonder why you weren't featured more on this album, since you were on you were featured doing a lot of backgrounds and, you know, the Make It Last Forever on the first album, and then he also did It Hurts. Is It Hurts Me?
It Hurts Me on my album, yeah.
Yeah, so almost around the same time. So when you were recording that duet, how come you guys didn't record a duet or song for his album as well?
You know what? To be honest, Nambi, I don't even remember. I do not remember. I know we had the same managers because he left Vincent, and I was with Hiram Hicks first, and then Keith came to Hiram. So my album was already finished in 1990, and in January 1990, my album was finished. But MCA, you know, Universal put it on hold for 2 years. So, you know, I was out. I was like, okay, so we got, you know, Expressions with Salt and Pepper, you know, that went #1 quick and stayed #1 for 8 weeks. And then, you know, I was like, I'm going out on the road. I'm going out with Toto. When my girlfriend called me and she was like, you want to do Toto? And, you know, the management, they already knew who I was because they had Vince Gill on MCA. I was like, okay, I'm out. But, you know, I would go in the studio with Keith off and on. I wasn't always around. So I think I just ended up in the studio that day because I'm like, why didn't we do more vocals on that? I don't even remember why we didn't. Because that could have been like part 2 to Make It Last Forever.
Yeah.
You know, and that would have been phenomenal. Because, you know, that begging, and then you, especially knew that you were cheating, and everybody knows that feeling about somebody was cheating on them and you got busted. And then all of a sudden I'm talking about who told you? Who told you? You would have never known if nobody didn't tell you. I thought it would have been a dope, you know, second like duet, but we actually ended up doing more of a duet kind of on It Hurts Me on my album, which Bobby Wooten did as well with Keith. So you know, it was like I don't even know where I was, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, where was I? You know.
Okay, so
you do get credited well on this, though. You do get credited very well. It says additional lead vocals, Jacci McGhee. So it does credit you as a lead vocalist on the track. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You're like, thank you. But, you know, a lot of people didn't know that was me. You know, people really just think that I just did Make It Last Forever. They don't know that I did Don't Stop Your Love. They don't know, you know, that I sung background on a lot of other Keith Sweat songs. I was sitting here trying to think when I was listening to the album. I'm like, didn't I sing on some of these, some background? I was like, which one did I sing on? Wait, let me hear.
I'm sure you've got another track. Was it as well? Let me just. You're on another track.
I think I did sing on Merry-Go-Round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got credited as that as well. So.
But I don't know why. Tell me it's me you want.
I didn't know that.
What'd you say, Stevie?
Stephen Russell. I didn't realise he was on Merry-Go-Round. I didn't realise Stephen Russell was on background vocals on I Knew You Were Cheating. That's a revelation tonight, you know.
Steve was always in the studio. Yeah, Steve was always in the studio. Wow. Steve worked so well with Keith. You know, that everybody's family. That's family. We love Steve. Steve is like my brother. I love him.
Yeah, we pray for recovery, Steve. Just had recovery.
Yeah, because he just had surgery. Shout out to Steve Russell. We love you, Steve. You know I love you. Like cook food, like oodles and noodles. He know what I'm talking about. We used to cook oodles and noodles all the time. Me and Steve, he's the funniest, but great. When I tell you, all of them working together, you know, Keith and Steve and Gerald, you know, clowning in the studio constantly. Clowning. And let me give a shout out to Timmy Gatlin, because I don't want to leave Timmy out of anything. Timmy is a great writer, producer, and he don't ever get his just due. So I'm giving a shout out to Timmy. Timmy, shout out to you. You know, it's all love from over here too. You know, he's definitely one that should have got more, you know, more praise. I say that.
Yeah, okay. I just remembered that Troop and Keith were on the same label, Elektra.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes sense. Okay.
Did you ever read the back credits, Jackie, of what you know when he was doing all the thanks? He writes, "To my little sister, Jacci McGhee, love you, baby."
Who put that, Keith?
Yeah, to my little sister, Jacci McGhee.
That's right. His little sister. Don't be lying on me. Wow. Keith trying to make me old either. No, we family regardless of what. And, you know, I love that we can go back and talk about these records. One day, you know, y'all might see me on stage with him again. Never know. You know, when Keith decides to make that call, I'll be there. That's my family, you know. That's family.
Well, hopefully on your next album, when we're buying the CD, there'll be some back credits that'll say, to Namdi, to Stevie Street, big, you know, we'll
that's right.
We'll get Jacci McGhee.
That's right. Because y'all push me. That's right. Because y'all push me on everything. Y'all always got me involved. I love it. Thank you. Y'all. You know I love y'all. Y'all are my brothers. Y'all are my brothers.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the with rating this album. So there were 9 songs, 1 ballad, so 1 interlude. And
but count that as 10.
Well, I mean, it is 50 seconds. I mean, yeah, you know, if you want to add it to,
we can all start number 10. We can all start 10 then with the interlude. I'll put the interlude at number 10.
Okay,
why we gotta put the interlude at number 10, Stevie? You always trying to mess up my flow. I use that interlude as a song in my head.
You don't want to put it at number 1, are you? You don't want to put the interlude at number 1.
Okay. Oh yeah. So okay. We were in Atlanta.
Who's starting first? Okay. You start first, Namdi.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna start first. And at number 10 to me was the interlude. It was because it was just a warm up act. So yeah, it's at number 10 for me.
Y'all are terrible. An interlude is a song in my head. Stevie, you go. I'm looking for my list. I'm like, did I lose it?
Well, at number 10, I had the interlude as well. So we might as well just get to number 9, Andy. Start number 9, mate.
Yeah, well, no,
no, my number 10. My number 10 is not the interlude. Hold on, what happened?
Wow.
I just got my paper. Wait, give me 1 second. I don't know what I just did. I turned the page, and my thing is gone.
There's one question I have for you, though, Jackie, because obviously the album was made 3 years after the debut. Did you get a call at some point from Keith saying, "I'm making this second album. Can you come to the studio?" You remember that? Did you actually get a call? What actually happened?
I don't remember. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
I don't remember because anytime. Well, I used to go to the studio anyway, just because. Like if Steve was there or Gerald was there, I would come to the studio. So he would let me know when he was in the studio sometimes. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of showed up. Well, I got some pictures that we look straight crazy in the studio, but it's like me, him, Gerald, Steve, the engineers, the engineer that he always used. I got some pictures from Ronnie Wright, photographer. He always had pictures. He always was taking pictures. He was always there. So that's my other brother, our other brother, that the photographer to the stars. So I don't remember if he specifically called me for anything. Not even knew that you were cheating. I think I just showed up. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember.
No, yeah, go ahead, Jackie.
No, I'm sorry. My number 10 is Come Back.
Okay. Okay.
I'm waiting for Stevie to say something.
Well, I mean, I would say that because we're going to number 9, and so that would be so Comeback was actually Comeback is no, sorry. Love to Love You. I love to love you. I felt it was like early 80s track. It didn't sound like a 90s track, and it just felt a little too out of date for a 1990 album. But yeah. So Love to Love You is at number 9 for me. I know M Mac would come back at number 9, but yes. So yeah.
What's your number 9, Stevie? Did y'all mess me up? See, because I did 10 and y'all not doing 10.
You put Comeback at number 10, so you've obviously included the interlude a bit higher up, I guess. So
yeah,
we're on number 9 now, so you're gonna have to pick number 9, Jackie.
Okay. So who's next? Me?
Yes.
For number 9 or you, Stevie? Okay, my number 9 is my number 9 is Your Love Part 2.
Wow. You two picked some big tracks already. What is going on?
No, I take that back. Can I move it? Can I take it back?
Jackie, have you got the interlude? Have you got the interlude? You're going to mess this up if you haven't. Have you got the interlude in your top 10?
Yes.
Right. That's fine then. We're on. So number 9 is Your Love Part. What? How can you put that at number 9? What?
Nobody. Okay, so that's.
I mean, and I like. Don't get me wrong, because with the songs, I love Your Love. I love Your Love. I like Part 1 and Part 2. But what I say? I said Part 2, right? Your Love Part 2 sound like it reminds me of what's the people that was out of the UK? Soul to
Soul.
That's what Your Love Part 2.
They had a jazzy experience. Remember that one? What was the song, Stevie, by Jazzy Jeff? He's just talking.
He rapped on so many tracks, didn't he?
Like but it was one that he was just It was a Jazz
Yeah,
Groove.
Jazz
Yeah,
and
Jazz
Groove. I
Groove.
think.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah,
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
Jazz Groove.
it had that soul to soul type of vibe to me. So I felt like that was copying. I just didn't, I was like,
Okay.
I like it, but I just thought that was copying just to fit in. And I'm like, Keith, you don't fit in. You got, y'all got New Jack Swing. This is new. Like y'all are killing it. So why you gotta fit in with some soul to soul sounding, track? I didn't,
Well,
it
I've
just
got a
sounds too much like soul
completely,
to soul.
I've got a completely different take on that record, but we'll get to it anyway.
I already know.
It's interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. What about you, Stevie?
At number 9, it's interesting what you said about Love to Love. And I do agree with you. It does sound very dated now, but I've just got great memories of that track. Then I got Comeback at number 9. It was from 8 to 1. I found it very difficult to rate. Really, really tough. But Comeback, it has more of a traditional soul feel. That track, it's a nice track. But I'll be honest, it was the easiest track for me to put at number 9. To be quite honest, after that I was struggling. But I do like it's a nice track. Comeback. There's no bad tracks on this album for me. I can't really fault any of the tracks. But Comeback, it's just a nice traditional kind of ballad. You know what I mean? It's a good track though.
Okay.
Just nice.
Wow. So you put Comeback at number 9. Okay. Number 8, because I still have it in my playlist. So number 8 for me is, I didn't, I felt it was okay. Your Love, Part 1, at number 8.
Right.
I also felt that it was, it didn't do, that's why I mentioned it just didn't kick for me. As I said, I forgot, I liked other tracks for it, but Your Love, not too bad, but I had other songs I loved. And I put Your Love Part 2 at number 8. Okay.
Okay.
And Teddy Strong says, I thought Your Love was Keith's version of Teddy's Jam. It depends if you were talking about Your Love Part 2. Okay. Yes. What about you, Jackie?
My number 8 is Just One of Them Things.
Oof, big track.
I know.
Ooh.
I know y'all ready to punch me in the gut. I already know.
No, I'm not. It gets very tough for me. It's tough.
I didn't know why they didn't make it into a proper duet like they did, or it was just because he did what you were doing, just more ad libs. He didn't really. I don't know why he didn't get him to sing a verse or so.
That's what I'm talking about. The creativity of this album, the fact that he did that, it was just something different. That it wasn't a straight duet. That you surprisingly, you just had Gerald come out on. It was like I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. Just something different.
Okay.
Now I like that Gerald was on it. I'm like Namdi. I felt like it should have been more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was his guy up. It's like just there backing his guy up in the background. I thought it was good. It was creative. You never really heard much of that.
Stevie. No, you're right. You're right about, that's like, okay, my dude is here and he's gonna jump on, throw some vocals in there. Yeah. But it could have been, to me, it could have been more. But I think it was a setup for LSG. But anyway, next.
In a way, I was waiting for Gerald to. It felt like, okay, I'm about to say something. I'll hold you back. So, yeah.
He hit some notes. Gerald hit some notes on that track, some deep notes. He went really. He did some pretty deep vocal runs on that track. The bit where it's like, whoa, he's crowding away there.
Okay. What did you get for your number 8?
We just had Jackie's.
No, you.
All right. I can understand why if people have put this at number 1, I totally understand. I totally get it. And I could on another day. It'd be my number one, but again, I don't know why it's at number 8. I think it's a mood thing, and I think it's like it's one of them tracks. It's like a special occasion track, and I've already kind of mentioned it earlier on because it should have been in New Jack City. But number 8 is the title cut. It's a killer track.
No.
I don't know why it's number 8. I really don't. But probably because it's the last track on the album, and it's such it's such a special occasion type ballad that I don't listen to it a lot. But I think it's a great. I can't fault anything of it. It's a great track, but I just don't. I got to be in the mood to listen to it. So it's got a real deep romantic vibe to it, but yeah, it's a number 8. On another day, it could have been number 1. That's how good it is. That's how good that record is.
So what are you putting in?
It's at number 8, the title cut. Believe it or not. Scanning, I've really struggled at this point. I've struggled so hard.
So you're saying I'll give all my loving to you at number 8?
I've just said it's on another day it could be number 1. It is a number 1, and if anyone else has got a number 1, I totally understand. I can't.
Well, you need some romance in your life right now, because obviously the romance is not kicking off for you right now to make this number 1.
Like you got to be in the mood for it. You got to be in the mood for this track, I think.
No,
it's not a track you play all the time every day.
I get it.
Jackie, who's this? This is Max saying, I've been a fan since day one, make it last forever. But that It Hurts Me Too is my go-to, even got me to live a bit onto that jam. Wow.
Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Thank you, lovey.
Okay.
I'm still on Stevie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Stevie has shocked us. At number 7 for me is a song that left me waiting for more. Just one of those things, because I could hear Gerald and I felt, okay, give him a verse, just make it. You've already put him as a featured artist, so it felt missing. It felt that Gerald could have just added something in there. But I think that was the one thing that's why I put it at number 7. But then again, as Stevie says, when you have an album with just about 9 songs, it's not as if it's not like it's very hard to not put a song at number 7, because there were 6 songs even equally as good. So it's no shame to be at number 7 because it's just a small album. But yeah, just one of those things. I wish if they had duetted together, it would have probably made it high for me. Yes. Storyteller 34, thank you very much. So Jackie.
My number 7 is Your Love Part 1.
Oh, okay.
That's my number 7.
So you weren't even feeling the it's reminded me of Don't Stop Your Love in a way. Did it not?
A little bit. Because your love, it's I like it because I like the whatever it was. That I like the track. It moved me. That's why I like Your Love Part 1. I love the track, and I believe that Keith did a lot of stuff with other producers that to me still work for him. You know what I mean? Like him doing when he did Good Old Fashioned Love on my album. It's like people love that song in Chicago. It was big, they can step to it or whatever. But you would never think that Keith Sweat would do a song like Good Old Fashioned Love, like, what he produced on me. So it's like, I feel that he can do whatever that makes his voice pop. And I like Your Love for his voice a lot. It's like you said, when we had these like 8-track albums and 10-track albums, it's hard to say what number 10 is and number 9, especially when it's good songs. You're like, well, damn, which one am I gonna pick? Yeah.
Although it makes it funny when when you pick a good one like I'll give you all my loving, and you just put it almost at the bottom. People then will almost freeze for that one. Goodness, Stevie, what about you?
I got just one of them things at number 7, and I think this is my take on the whole Gerald Levert inclusion. I don't think, because Keith, obviously it's his album, I don't think he was going to let someone come in and overpower him vocally, like with a duet, and I don't think he would have wanted Gerald Levert to come in and just steal the show on the track, because Gerald, you know, you put Gerald's voice up against Keith Sweat, there's no competition there, really, is there? Gerald's going to win it all day. No disrespect, Keith. You just got a different kind of vocal style. But I think what he did with Gerald, again, I think is very, very clever, and it added to the story. It's almost like, is Gerald the one that's took the girl? I don't know, but the way the pair were singing on that track was incredible. But why would it? If it's your album, why would you let somebody come in and just steal the show? You just wouldn't do that, would you? So,
but
I
does
like
that happen? But Jackie, does that happen? I mean, do people would you be worried that somebody's going to steal a show if they feature on your album?
No, and you know, to be honest, even with Gerald, you know, Keith and Gerald were really good friends, and they both have different styles of singing. So, you know, Keith had, you know, his, and still have his way of singing and reaching the women, that he got double platinum, triple platinum, quadruple platinum records. Gerald, a singing fool, you know, most high rest his soul. He didn't sell albums like Keith Sweat. So, you can't compare. I just think it's when you go in and you just don't, you know, you just love on everybody because you respect their craft, you respect their gift. And I think, you know, I can't speak for Keith, but I believe that Keith and Gerald respected each other's gifts. You know what I'm saying? Because just think about it, when they did LSG, all three of them being on a record, you like, wait a minute, but it worked and it was dope. So I just think that, you know, when you respect another artist's voice vocally, me, I never have any problems with other vocalists. I love everybody that can sing. I'm like, come on, you know, it's a whole family party to me.
It does say, it is listed as a duet with Gerald Levert. It does say the word duet on the credits. Just let you know that.
Oh, it does. Does it say duet?
Yeah, duet with Gerald Levert.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but it's as much as a duet as Jackie Feats having a duet on Who Told Me You Were Cheating. I mean, as I said, I just wish they'd just given us a little bit more oomph to it and stuff. But anyway, number 6. I think what I remembered about number 6, it just reminded me of a track that Guy did, and it's Merry-Go-Round, and I like the if that was just flowing through Merry-Go-Round, and it was just lazily played at the back, and I did like it, but I think one of the things I recognize about this album, that this was Keith, unlike his first album, there was a lot of begging, almost like it's funny because you see Keith with his Hennessy on stage, and you look at him as a player, but he's always singing about, oh, don't leave me, I've been hurt, she's cheated on me, almost like feel sorry for me. I like, oh, Keith, man, you're like a wolf in sheep's clothing, man. You're singing that people are taking your women and she's hurting you, but you don't seem to act like that on stage. So it was one of the things where it was one of those things I'm watching and thinking like, hey, Keith, man, you've got your lane. You work your lane pretty well. You've got I think Teddy says he wanted him to sing in that nasally voice because he felt it gave him something different, which worked. It has a distinct sound. but I think he learned to write in a way that gave him a audience. Like, yeah, I'm hurt. They're taking my woman. They're cheating on me, and I'm like, yeah. But anyway, Merry-Go-Round of Love is number 6. But he's
That's
a
a good.
legend.
That's a good number 6, Namdi. That's good number 6.
Uh,
My number 6 is "Love to Love You."
oh, okay. You actually rated the song that higher.
I mean, to be honest, I like "Love to Love You." I did. I do. I like it. Um,
Love to love.
I don't know. I just think if you hear stuff live, it starts to, grow on you. So it's like merry-go-round, seeing it on stage, made you love it even more. Just seeing the whole stage show,
Oh, what would
So
they do if you can remember?
what with merry-go-round?
Yeah.
Well, I told you he had the dancers, and he had male dancers, and they were like clowns in clown outfits. And
Ah.
oh, they were killing it, dancing. And it was, and it's the all the breaks in the song, you know. It's just I, I'll explain it when I get to
Did
merry-go-round.
he? Did he
Okay.
actually do? Did he do "Love to Love You" live? Then I'd have loved to hear a live version of that. Never heard one. Of a live
Um,
version.
I'm trying to remember. I think we did rehearse it, maybe, but I
Wow.
don't remember doing it either. I don't remember doing it. I
I
was
mean,
probably gone.
we're seeing Keith on stage now. It feels as if, unlike other artists, he really worked on a stage presence. Because you said that you guys toured throughout Make It Last Forever, that you didn't even have a chance to make the music video.
Yeah, no.
What do you think has given him that longevity where he can sound great? I've seen him do some, even now, twisting on his knees, even at his age. But did he realize that he needed to make sure shows were good?
Yeah, Keith was definitely, you know, on top of his shows being perfect. He wanted his shows to be bananas, and he still does. He still wants his show to be right. When I see the shows, and I haven't been to one of his live shows in a long time, but when I see him, I'm like, okay, he's doing what he does,
Mm.
and the women love it. I personally, I feel that you know he can bring out the singer when she's singing "Make It Last Forever." Nobody does what Jackie did. I'm gonna tell you that now. But I'm no seriously. I'm not trying to diss anybody else, because a lot of the vocalists that he have, they can really sing. They always do a great job with "Make It Last Forever." But he's never like intimate with nobody. He was always intimate with me when we did "Make It Last Forever." Like, we acted a whole fool on stage. I was throwing shoes. I snatched my wig off. We was doing a whole lot. He was touching all over, and da, 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 and people would just lose their mind. So it was, when we did it, it was like "Make It Last Forever." People was like, yeah, losing their freaking entire mind. But you know, he gives a great show. He really does. I can't. He's consistent, and that's the one thing about Keith. He is going to be consistent, and Keith is like the one of those dudes that every regular person that works, every little regular normal dude that works corporate America. You got your hood dudes, all of these dudes from whatever parts of life can relate to a Keith Sweat. They can
Mm.
put themselves in a Keith Sweat song and swear that it's them, and that's a good thing, because Keith dresses the part. You know what I mean? He make the hood dudes. I wanted to say the N word, but I can't say it. I ain't want to say the niggas. He make them hood niggas. Um, you know, put them records on, and they bumping to this day. I hear these kids out here bumping the tracks crazy and just loud. So he did something right, you know, and and it's classic, legendary, and we grateful. We're grateful. We
Yeah,
are.
I mean, he's just recently. I mean, for those who haven't seen, he was on the Breakfast Club, and I think he was on. Oh, what's the name of Kelly Clarkson? And he's been talking about the fact that he's never won, he's never had a BET award or Soul Train award or any of those awards. Still upset that his Grammy, no, his Soul Train award for best R&B arts, artist went to George Michael, and so there's a sense that he's not appreciated by the industry as much as he is by the fans, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because he's been very consistent since '87. Well, I know he had an album that came out '84, so '86, five. But since Make It Last Forever on Warner Brothers, he was just consistent every 2 years with albums, and he's part of our culture. But are you guys surprised that he's has never really been recognized by the industry,
I
or do you
mean,
think it's politics?
He was
it was
unlucky
always
to come up
politics.
against George Michael. You know, he
that
was
was a
unlucky.
that was a that was a difficult, you know, to put him in that same category as George Michael. It's like, come on, y'all. Y'all already know y'all gonna give it to George Michael. You know what I mean? But I believe that I agree with Keith that he definitely should have been he should have gotten way more, you know, awards. But how I see it, because we were nominated for Make It Last Forever in for Soul Train Award, and Michael Jackson beat us out with Man in the Mirror. It's like, come on, when you getting beat out with Michael Jackson, you like you get, you know, like we didn't win, but you like Michael, you know, because Michael Man in the Mirror was, come on, big
Yeah.
huge pop hit, and he's Michael Jackson. So how I see awards, and Denzel said this. He said his mother told him that man's um awards are not like God's rewards. So I think that Keith, you know, him getting the platinum records that he has gotten, people get awards all day, Grammys and all that, but they don't sell records like he did. So I'm like, I would, for me, I would be glad I sold the records. I'd be like, y'all can keep your little, you know, award. That's cute. But you know, because there's people that have Grammys and stuff that have no money, that can't go tour. You know what I mean? And I just believe that you know, he definitely was on the right path for the platinum hits, you know, and he's a legend. So you can't ask for any more than that. You're a legend, and I get what he was saying too. He said, "Don't give me nothing after I'm gone," and I get that, because you know everybody waits till you're dead, and they're like, "Oh, you know, we love them so much." No, give them their flowers while they are still alive. Give them their flowers when they're alive. Don't wait till they die and then like, "Oh, we loved you so much," because his music is still gonna play. You know, for however long it, you know, life goes on.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As I
Like I say,
said, I think
that run of albums is amazing. That, you know, to have that many major label albums come out from '87 all the way into 2000s, not many artists do that. You know, not many
That's
artists
right.
no,
can
no, yeah.
some
But
shit.
I think there, but he, even though he said, you know, he doesn't, you know, there's no point giving it to him now. But I guess it just shows that it's easy to get overlooked, and not appreciated for the for that legacy. And now, if he dies, then they'll do, you know, everyone does
Right.
a memorial and stuff. And it's like, well, why wait? Part of what we do here is just honor people while they're around and stuff.
You're right.
But you
Mhm.
know, even though we're doing
He
this,
should
so
be
just to
given a
give a
Legends, you know, a Legends Award or something. He should be, the guy should be given a Legends Award now, an R&B
He
Legends
did get
Award, because that
one. He did get a legend. Who gave him a legend? award. Was it the
No,
BET
no, he
award?
said no one gave him
No.
anything.
I
No.
thought he got
Wow.
the Legend Award because he had Faith Evans come out and sing "Make It Last Forever" on something that they gave him. They were honoring him. I can't remember what it was. I thought he got a
No, no,
Legend Award or something for that. No,
he said he never got anything. He
you
said he
sure,
never got.
Keith?
Yeah,
Look, I'm like, you sure, Keith?
that's what
You
he
know
says. That's what
that
he
little
says.
glass be in your hand, boo. You sure? Because
Yeah.
I swore that he got a Legend Award, and that's when he had Faith Evans come and sing "Make It Last Forever," which I thought was dope because Faith is my girl. I love Faith.
Oh, when did she sing that? No,
She did
when did
"Make It
she?
Last Forever" with him. She came out and there was red carpet in the background, and she even shouted me out, gave me love. I love Faith anyway, but I'm just saying I saw it. So Keith, you sure you didn't?
Okay, okay. Oh,
I'm
so
I'm
Teddy sent
serious.
American Music Awards. American
What
Music.
happened?
No, Teddy Strongbear sent American Music Awards. Maybe he
Said it
got
was
some.
American Music Awards.
Yes, because he kept saying BET or Soul Train, so he kept talking about the black
So
community.
maybe he was talking about the Black
Yeah,
Awards.
the Black Awards. He never got anything from that. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Because
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I know he got a legend,
yeah,
a Legend Award from somebody.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get on to um we're going to, so I've done my number 6, which was merry-go-round. Stevie, what was your
I
number
did
6?
mine. It's Stevie. Yeah.
I agree with Jackie at number 6. It was "Love to Love You." I do agree what you were saying though earlier about it does sound, production-wise, it sounds dated. It does sound dated now. But I just, back then I played it a lot on my vinyl album. It's just got a great vibe to it, great upbeat vibe. There's many gems that there's a lot of underappreciated gems on this album that could be sampled as well. Filtered, sampled. The younger rap jump on them. There's a lot to be discovered yet on this album. And "Love to Love You" is one of them. You can sing along to that all, but it's just an underappreciated gem. Number 6, though, I'd like to put it higher, but I thought number 6 is probably where it should be. It's above.
It sounds
I'll
good
give
in the
my
car.
love to you. Yeah, I'll give my love to you
It
anyway.
sounds good in the car.
Okay.
Yeah, "Love to Love You" sounds
thanks,
good
man.
in the car. Like it really sounds good if you got a good system. It sounds dope in the car.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
this is, there's been a number of people who are saying that he got a lifetime achievement award in Soul Train. So I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that's what it was.
So I'm not sure why he's been going around saying that. I don't know why he's been going around that he says he's not received anything, because
Maybe because he was saying Grammy, maybe a
no,
Grammy,
he
and
was
it.
he
might
was talking
have
specifically around.
forgotten, Andy.
Yeah,
might have
because
forgot about
he's been saying it on TV now. So I thought, man, they haven't honored him, but he said it, and no one has given him any lifetime achievement award or anything. So he might have forgotten. He might have forgotten.
Yeah, he
So
might have forgot. Look, 'cause he's like, they ain't giving me nothing much, so he probably did forget, and I don't blame him.
So before I do my number 5, just to because in '88, Jackie, you probably would have been around there because Keith was nominated for best R&B male vocalist, and they gave it to George Michael. What did you think about that then? About George Michael winning on the Soul Train Award for R&B, and you guys have had "Make It Last Forever," "Make You Sweat," and everything popping up, and George Michael beats everybody for it.
Anytime, and this is for every, brown, dark skin, chocolate, light skin, whatever black person. We get mad when somebody white come on the charts that come and take away from the R&B true artists. So how do you put, even though I love me some George Michael, don't get it twisted, but George Michael wasn't an R&B singer like regular R&B. They push those artists into a R&B category or whatever. And I feel like, you know, Keith and any other R&B artist, I would have been mad because I'm like, what? We love George Michael, but why is he in this category? Why are we in this category together when we shouldn't really even be in this category together? Because, you know, not unless you're saying I'm going pop. You get what I'm saying? Instead of it being an R&B category, it becomes a pop category. Now, I mean, I just think that it was. I don't like award shows anyway. I feel that. No, I don't. I feel like they are a hot mess. They always pick the wrong people, wrong songs, wrong everything. Only, you know, sometimes like the one I don't even watch them anymore because I'm just like, what's going on? They got too much demonic stuff now. I really don't watch. But for the most part, like, you know, what Keith was saying, I agree with him. I agree. 100%. I agree.
Can I just say this? George Michael was a special talent. You can't. I know. I totally understand what you're saying, Jackie. But George Michael, and this was because everyone watching. George Michael was a very, very rare, special talent, and don't ever take anything away from that guy because he was. And you know, maybe it was wrong to put him in that category, but as an artist standing alone, he was a special talent.
Oh no, he was definitely dope as an artist standing alone. George Michael was.
I'm not even a huge fan of him. I'm not saying as a, you know, I don't even have all his albums, but I could see as an artist, as a singer and a songwriter, he was special, very special. Like,
no, he was dope. He was.
No, definitely. But nobody, if Michael Jackson won, you know, best rock song in the Grammys for Dead of Diana, people might then start thinking, okay, you know, yes, you're one of the greatest ever, but are you then better than? Are you singing a better album than Van Halen or Metallica, who are rocker? Yeah, so that's what we'll say.
That album in the late '80s from George Michael was huge. It was one of the biggest selling albums that year. It was a massive album.
Well, that's the reason why he beat out Keith.
He should have been in the pop category. In the pop category. That's where it should have been.
Right.
It should have been.
But that's what we're saying.
Because that's
I mean, that's what we're saying. Because you're right. That George Michael record was huge, and George Michael was huge at that time. I mean, come on, who didn't love Wham and then him going from Wham to being a solo artist? We love George Michael. So it's just the, you know, categories.
Yeah. Okay. So number 5 for me is Comeback. It was another song that felt like it was you know, one of those type of older tracks, and I can't remember the song it reminds me of, but it wasn't too bad. It's number 5, but it was. I guess if you listen to an album that has lots of "Baby Come Back," "Don't Cheat on Me," "What's Going On," "Can We Make It," it can be a little overkill, but Comeback is not number 5 for me.
Okay.
Jackie, what did you get for number 5?
My number 5 is "Knew That You Were Cheating."
Oh,
that's my number 5.
Your own song.
Yeah. Because and it really would have been number 4 if I didn't put the interlude in there. The "I Give All My Love to You" interlude. So it really would have been number 4. "Knew That You Were Cheating" is just a dope song, but I felt that it needed more of my vocal. Like it would have been dope with more of my vocal on it. And not to say it wasn't enough, because it came in just at the right times. You know, Keith was good for that. It came in right at the right times and it sounded great. But I felt like it could have been more of a make it last forever, type of song for sure.
But
Except with the opposite.
even though at the time you didn't think about it, you didn't think, oh, that'd be great. You just did your part and kind of left. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't like, when we did make it last forever and it was a lot of effort, it was just like play the track, play the track. And then I guess when you just living life and doing all kind of nonsense you're not supposed to be doing. So I was probably cheating then. So I'm like, I was probably cheating. Let me think. That was 90 when it came out. 91, 90. Yeah, I was probably cheating then. So it came easy. That part. It just came easy.
To sing
And I know Stevie, that's your little part that you like.
it.
I can't sing. I sung it
And then
earlier,
I've
and
got
I'm
a
like, now I
different
can't
take on
sing. I'm
that
over here
track.
drinking coffee. What you say, Stevie? What you say?
I think my take on that is if they'd have made it, if it had made it a proper duet, then he would have had to change the story. You would have had to been the girl that was cheating, and the lyrics would have been different. So
True.
I know what you're saying. You
No,
wanted to
you're
sing
right.
more on it, but the track would have had to change because you would have been the girl who who was cheating really. So the whole lyrics would have changed.
That's true.
Personally, I think he
Yeah,
got
it's
that
true.
right. I think he got the right. From an A&R head, I think he got his spot on that track. But that's just my opinion.
Just that little
And I
part.
thought, what you
Just
did on it,
good
the
girl.
way you came in, on that track was incredible. Because you're getting
Thank you.
Keith's pain, like his girl cheating on him. You're hearing his story, and then you come in a bit later. It's just perfect. It's such a deep track, that though. Such a deep track.
Yeah, it's a cheating track. I felt like I was the cheater. I'm not talking about with Keith. I'm just saying I was doing too much then.
Stevie, what did you get for number 5?
I got Your Love Part 1 at number 5. I wanted this. I'm talking about the version on this album, not the one that's on streaming, which I'm finding very interesting. Jackie, I've just sent you the streaming version. Actually, you'll see it pop up on your phone at some point. But
okay.
yeah, Your Love. I just thought a great single, fantastic single, and there was a lot of different remixes of that track as well. Your Love and Your Love Part 2, but I will get to that a bit later on. But I thought it was a great, fantastic track. It's at number 5 for me.
Okay.
It's a dope. I love that song.
Credit. Because I think this
I
was
smell
this one
something
with...
burning in my house, y'all. Wait. Go ahead,
Okay.
Nambi. I'm going to check. Make sure my daughter's not trying to burn us out.
Yeah, this has got Eric McCain on background vocals from N Touch on this, which is interesting.
For which one?
On Your Love, on the first version of it. It's got Eric McCain on background vocal from N Touch.
So Teddy's asking you what version is on stream.
It's a different mix. The mix on this album, you hear him heavy breathing at the beginning and there's a big chugging beat. Whereas the version that's on the streaming, there's no heavy breathing at the beginning, and the beat that comes in is completely different. It sounds like a third demo version. It's really surprised me, and I've only just discovered this evening when I was like rating the album. So go on Deezer. I think it's on the Deezer.com. You'll hear it on that because that's where I downloaded it from.
Okay, up to number 4 for me.
Yes.
And number 4 for me is the title track. And I'll give you all my loving. I'll give you all my love to you. It's the last song on the album. So I always wonder when you put the song at the end, is it this fact that it's not like in football where the best penalty taker takes the last shot of the game and wins the game. It's almost like, okay, we've we're just about to finish the album. You've listened to all this, and here's a track that we just put in. And I think if it was higher up, it would have been it would have been better for me, because if you listen to the album, you get to it, you can get tired. But as Stevie says, I think he probably could have kept the track he did at New Jack City soundtrack. What was it again, Stevie? Do you remember the song?
Oh, gosh, it's the one about someone in the comments put the track that was on the New Jack City track.
I think this song, the song that he sang on the New Jack City, he sang at the wedding. New Jack City.
There you go, telling me no again.
There you go, telling me no.
I prefer that song, but I think he could have sang this song in that film, and not telling me no again. That was just much better. Baby girl, tell you I wanna be more than just. Oh, that's maybe the album is so nostalgic, but I love that track, and I think it would have been in my top 2 if it was on this album. But anyway, that's
you make a good point, Namdi. If this, like you say, the title cut, if you didn't leave the title cut to the end, if you'd have bumped it up like midway through the album, we might have, But I just think it's a great mood track. You just got to be.
It is. You've got to be in the mood. But at the end of the album, it's like, okay, telling me no, yeah. But anyway, I think it is saying, yeah, telling me no. Yeah. But anyway, that was that's on the 3rd album. Thanks, Marco. I didn't realize it was on the 3rd album.
Oh, okay. It is? There you go, telling me no again is on the 3rd album?
Yeah, but it would have been like, you know how it is, Keith Sweat 1990. Yeah. But it's on his 3rd album. Okay.
New Jack City, what, 91? Was that 1991, wasn't it? So it'd been a year after this album had come out. Maybe he didn't want to give an old track to the maybe that's why. I heard the story was he'd been asked to do a track for the soundtrack, and they only had like one evening to do it or something, and they rushed it and submitted the track.
Yeah, because he was supposed to do Less Chill. He was supposed to be doing Less Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Woolton and Keith Sweat. There you go, telling me no. Okay. Why me, baby? Yeah, yeah, okay. So that is my number 4, Stevie. Jackie, what about you? What's number 4?
My number 4 is Merry-Go-Round. Sick and tired of going round. Bam, bam. Woohoo, that's my joint. Hey, my song. I love that song. Love that song. And like you said at the beginning, just to hear that. Woohoo! Because I can still see it on stage. And I love that song. I love Merry-Go-Round.
Okay.
Love it.
So what did you say about being on stage?
What, Merry-Go-Round?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I can hear all the breaks, the bam, bam, and, like I can hear everything and I can see keep doing it because, I was there. So it's like, he just performed it very well live. And I think that made me appreciate the song even more. But, yeah, I'm on background on that too, somewhere. I'm like, do I get credit for that? Let me see. I'm like, let me call Sound Exchange. I don't remember.
Is she on it, Stevie? Merry-Go-Round? Jackie?
I don't think. Yeah. You are on it. Just mention you. That's what. Yeah, background vocals: Jacci McGhee, Jenny Douglas, and Stephen Russell.
No, Jenny Douglas. Jenny Douglas Flick. That's my girl.
I don't know her.
She was the one that was singing with me with Toto, but she sung with Keith too.
Ah, okay. Was she ever in any other groups, or was she just the background vocalist?
She was just a background vocalist, but she was, she's like to this day still one of the top background vocalist. She goes out with everybody. She was just with Cher. She was with Cher, Janet, Madonna, um, Tina Turner, everybody. She's singing background for everybody. She's a beast. Um, that very, very unsung. And I wish they would do something, you know, on her too, telling her life story, because she sung with some
That
big ones.
Reminds me of another singer. I don't know if you knew her, but Keith Sweat worked with her in the mid-80s, Roberta Gilliam.
The name is familiar. Her name is familiar.
Single wrote and produced by Keith Sweat, which was an amazing record. Absolutely amazing record.
Yeah, I didn't know her. But her name is familiar. I don't remember her. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what was your number 4? Your number 4 was Merry Go Round then.
Uh-huh.
Merry Go Round of Love.
Right, well, my number 4, and I did and ah where to put this, but I just think the depth of this track, and just it does hit me hard. This, and I Knew You Were Cheating at number 4. It's number 4 for me in my chart.
That's a
like I say. I just think,
4.
yeah, it's. I won't change anything about this track, Jackie. I just would. It's perfect as it is. It's a really, really deep track. This deep, you know. Considering what he's talking about, I think vocally what he puts across, what you put across on that track, you can really feel it. So yes, I really do rate that track a lot. I'd rate it a lot.
Okay. Well, top three, and number 3 for me is Your Love Part 2, and you know, it was good to be able to get Teddy back. Keith talks about how Teddy was, you know, down on his luck after Gene took more than $30 million from him and left him homeless and penniless. And Keith, you know, reached out, gave him money to do the remix of Your Love, and it's almost like somebody mentioned like Teddy's Jam featuring Keith Sweat. So he was talking at the back, and you hear Dave Way, his engineer, was there. It sounded completely different from things on the album, but he also did some drum programming and keyboard playing additional on Make You Sweat. So he added some funk to that track as well. So he appreciated that. That gave him the opportunity to move forward and stuff. But you know, the only person who can really do a Teddy instrumental is Aaron. And keeps talking through it. So it isn't too bad. You can hear some of Teddy's signature sounds that you'd hear on future Teddy productions post Gene Griffin on there, because maybe with Dave Way and stuff. But at number 3, Your Love Part 2.
Okay.
No, I'm glad you rated it. I was getting worried. I was getting a bit worried you might not rate that one.
No.
All I hear is, what is soul to soul?
Yeah. Just one quick question, Jackie. People are still asking about, for those who weren't around, you and Salt have sort of sorted stuff out around expressions, right? To the most part. I mean, you still have some backstage stuff, but things are...
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, leave it at that. Okay. So
I won't be mean today.
Yeah. Yeah. And the way things are, it wouldn't be long before this gets picked up and spread around. So
right. Saying Jackie said something, which, you know, I don't care, because
I know.
I ain't scared of nobody but the Most High. Let's keep that straight and real. No, but you know, we talked it out, you know, and at the end of the day, everybody we're supposed to treat each other like family, you know, regardless of what. And if I'd rather not fight over anything at this point, it's like, you know what, you don't want to give me mine, whoever it is, the Most High will at the end of the day. He gonna make sure that I'm good, and that's it. That's all I can say.
Okay.
We gonna
What's
be
number
nice, Nandy. We'll be nice.
What's number 3 for you?
My number 3 is You Say No, I Say Yes. Hey,
Oh.
don't act that I can make you sweat. Because I could just see the show again. I see it in my
Oh,
head.
was on okay? Was it on stage? He performed it on tour?
Well, I can see the dancers because I remember their routine. I can see, Big Les and Marilyn and Carolyn and
Ah,
April. I can see all of them rocking it.
if you see,
I see the dancers.
I'll send you a whole performance. He had Big Les. I'm thinking, oh, he got Big Les on. Okay, yeah. He
Well,
must have.
Leslie was on tour with us. Big Les was
Ah,
on tour with us, and she that's my sister all day. I love me some
mm,
Leslie, and she ended up being my choreographer for my
Skeet.
Caesar video.
Sodom
That's
and
on my
Gomorrah
my
video.
Caesar Nancy video.
Your Sodom and Gomorrah video.
Yes, that was my Sodom and Gomorrah video. They had people in cages and all kinds. Actually, it was remember I told you that one of the girls that was in the cage was Tanya Lee, Spike's wife now.
Oh,
that's how
Spike Lee.
that's how they
Okay.
met on the set.
Wow.
That's how they met. That I
Yes,
know.
Spike Lee on your video shoot.
Yeah, Spike was there. Spike
Wow.
was at both because Millicent Shelton, she came up with Spike. She worked under Spike. So the video director, Millicent Shelton, she also did a lot. She did a lot of people's videos. She did Expressions with Salt and Pepper. She did more of Salt and Pepper's videos. She did so many people's videos. But she did 2 of mine. She did Skeezer and she did It Hurts Me. And Spike was at both. But then remember I told you that my boys, their dad, Mark Dorsey, he was signed to Spike as well.
Okay.
He's the one that did People Make the World Go Round and all of those beautiful songs on the soundtracks. And so Spike was around, and then when he and Tanya got married, that was even, all of that was family at that time. You know what I mean?
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Stevie, what's number 3 for you?
I think this is it's a killer track, this, and it wouldn't have been out of place on the first album. I think this needs a continuation of the first album, but I got Merry Go Round for free. Awesome.
Wow,
Killer.
that high up.
Again, it could have been number 1. Could have been number 1. I think I rated that highly. Oh, he's sick. Getting his vocals on that. Just fantastic.
That's good, Stevie.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Okay.
Merry go round.
Oh,
But then
No, but it's like how Stevie's saying it. Merry-Go-Round just had it. It was.
Yeah.
You know how when he's saying over and over again, he did that on that song. I can't lie. I love Merry-Go-Round. I'm with you, Stevie.
Underrated track.
Yeah. Merry-Go-Round. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Mark Dorsey sang the hook for LL Cool J's "Love You Better."
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me is a song that, when I think of ballads, this is my kind of ballads. It's something that there's a story in it, and the chorus is very recognizable. My favorite ballad on the album, "I Knew That You Were Cheating." I just love these type of, you're telling a story, and I love I just love how the chorus is. So choruses like that just keep me going. Yeah, and then even your ad libs coming in. It does remind me of "Baby Don't Go," Tammy and Aaron on Guy's debut album. That kind of duet, but not a duet. But
Yeah.
it's
It's funny that you said that. Tammy is my girl. That's my sister too, and I love Tammy. And I actually went out with Guy and sung that with Aaron. I did
Oh,
Tammy's part on on that song, the one that you're comparing it to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. And
and
I think on the Make You Last Forever album, there's another song. You may be young. Right in a long wrong way. There, there's also the female. That keeps singing a high note, but there's a long and a right way.
no, I think on that wasn't that
And that's
Rakim. I think that's Rakim from GQ. Raheem. I'm talking about Raheem. Sorry, Raheem. Raheem from GQ. You remember
um
the group GQ? I think that's Raheem.
um. Because I'm the right in a wrong way. I'm just trying to see here if I'm looking at it.
You looking at the credits?
Looking at the credits, background vocals. There's Cliff Branch, Raheem LeBlanc,
Yeah, Raheem.
George, Jackie, and Vivian.
Mm-hmm. That was
Okay.
Raheem singing that high.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
if I can remember. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't
it,
want
it is. The Raheem's in there. Okay,
to.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the album there. Okay. All right. Um, yeah. So that was my number two. Knew that you were cheating. Jackie, what about you?
Wow.
That was your number. Wait, what number are we on? Are we
Number
on number
two.
two?
Number two.
This is where y'all gonna fight me. Okay, so my number two is the interlude because that's my favorite song. I'm sorry. That's my favorite song. So I didn't care what Bobby Wooten played. And I love working with Bobby. Bobby worked on my album and Bobby is family. Um, I love a lot of the stuff that Bobby Wooten was doing. Everything, that he I think he wrote really well with Keith. Um, and just the stuff that he would play was just beautiful. So the interlude is my number two. For I'll give all my love to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But go ahead, Stevie.
I mean, it is a good interlude. It is, but they put the interlude right at the beginning of the album. You don't hear the full track till the end of the album. Maybe they should have put the interlude next just before the title track. That's what normally happens, isn't it? But oh well.
No, but it made
anyway,
sense to be at the beginning, and then
you think so?
At the end. It made you
53
curious.
53 seconds long. Yeah. My number two. Oh gosh, for me, it could have been number one again. I think for me, this is the standout track of the album for me. And I relate this to what Teddy Riley did on Big Daddy Kane's album. The Big Daddy, what's the album called? Big Daddy Kane's second album. It's a Big Daddy thing because Big Daddy Kane worked with Easy Mo B, Marley Marl, Prince Paul, a lot of big hip hop producers on that.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy came in and did a track called "I Get the Job Done," and the production on that, what he did with the go and the beat, and it's completely different to anything else on the album, and it kind of stood out. And I relate it to this track as well. I think what Teddy did on this track is so different. And I also think he could have got Big Daddy Kane on this. He could have got, because you talk about Soul to Soul. I relate this more to Big Daddy Kane, and I relate it more to Barry White. I think Keith got his Barry White on this track. I'm talking about Your Love Part 2. I think Teddy's drums, percussion, and the keyboards. And then you got Keith, very slick, just very laid back, slick, really chatting the girl up there. And you got Teddy in the background going, with his little ad-lib. So cool. Such a cool track. You know what I mean? You watch, go to a girl in a club and or you sit and chatter up and that, and I just think, yeah, this is might not, you know, it could have been number one again for me. Could have been. I love this track so much. I just think it's a very slick swing track, and there were some remixes as well. The remixes never came out properly. They were only on like a promotional CD single, but the remixes were like Teddy's Jam 2 from Guy. They were like really up tempo remixes. If you get a hold of them, you'll be blown away by them. But I rate this track really high, and it was a single as well, wasn't it? Your Love Part 2. Put it out the LP mix on a 12-inch, big loud pressing. So I was very happy about that.
Okay.
I thought, should I have it number one? I nearly had it number one. nearly.
Did you say the title of the number 2?
Yeah, make Your Love Part 2.
Your Love Part 2.
Okay.
And that's getting his Barry White on there, Jackie. He's getting his Barry White on the way he talks. But, you know, he's not rapping, he's just talking, innit? And he's Barry White talking to the lady in his laid back way. And Teddy, you know.
Derek's also mentioned, he says, don't forget Eric McCain from Men Touch. Wasn't part
right.
2.
What is Eric?
He's credited on.
Eric is on what?
I think.
Your Love Part 2.
Oh,
yeah, he's on,
Part 2?
on the background vocal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love Eric and Free. That was my boys. You know, we were all family, you know, because of us being with Vincent Davis first, with Keith being signed to Vincent. And then, you know, I wasn't signed to Vincent, but Vincent was working with me as well. And In Touch, you know, we were all family. I love Eric and Free. That's my babies.
So I'm about to go through from 10 down to 1. Yeah, I'm about to go from 10 to 1.
But what lyric from Big Daddy Kane? My name ain't Keith, so please stop sweating, man. You know, what a lyric that was.
But just before I do my 10 to 1, Jackie, this was the last album that Keith did with Vince Entertainment, Vince, and it felt as soon as the album released, Elektra bought him out of that deal. Free, Stevie and I both interviewed Free, and he talks about Vince being one of the guys who would hear a track and he will try and change it, even though he's not a producer and stuff. But what was and it felt as if Keith learned the business quickly after that second album. What do you know of Vince? Was he like a Gene Griffin or Dick Griffey? Was he in that vein for what you remember?
I'm trying to explain Vincent. Yeah, I knew Vincent very well, of course, because, you know, I'll say this. Vincent was a businessman and he believed in Keith, you know, at the beginning and what Teddy was bringing. So I'll give him that credit, you know, to say he believed in Keith. And he really pushed, you know, for us to get on these tours. And, you know, we did all of the chitlin circuit places and then went from that to, you know, theaters to arenas. You know, Vincent definitely was Vincent. I don't know Keith and Vincent's business part and what happened, but I know Keith ended up coming with Hiram where I was, and I was kind of mad about it because I'm like, that's a whole conflict of interest. Why you got to come over here where I am? You know, because then I'm like, I ain't got nobody to fight you on whatever I need to fight you for. But I understood, you know, when Keith broke out, I understood, but I didn't know their business and what happened, what really happened. I mean, Vincent is Vincent, you know, he's very to the point. He can be shrewd, he can be an asshole, but then he can be cool at the same time. And one thing I give Vincent credit for is he always have love for me and love my voice, you know. And I believe that Vincent dropped the ball with me and I moved on because he was supposed to get a deal. Elektra didn't want to take me. They were like, "Oh, we got Anita Baker," and it was like, "Okay, but
Oh.
she's not Anita Baker. That's her voice is not like Anita Baker." But Elektra wasn't interested in me, so I just felt that Vincent wasn't pushing, for me to get a deal as much as I was trying to get a deal. But then they started coming to me. So Capital, um, Capital came, and I think Columbia and MCA. And MCA was the one I ended up with. But I left Vincent. Vincent would have been my manager too, but I moved on, and Andre Harrell was working with me for a minute. And then Dre got on my nerves, talking about, "Yo, Money, you gotta be the queen of the ghetto." I was like, "You gotta wear shrimp earrings," and I was like, "No, no, never. I'm not wearing no shrimp earrings. And that's not me." So I moved on and ended up with Hiram. And I met Hiram because Hiram he was with New Edition at the time when I met Hiram. So Vincent is Vincent, like I said, I don't know the business that he had with him and Keith, why they broke up and Keith moved on, but I get it,
Okay, just before we move on, Troop have a show with Big Daddy Kane on the 13th of February in Detroit.
Oh, nice.
Can you imagine back during their heyday, Big Daddy Kane doing his own dancing and Troop? So anyone in the Troop in Detroit area, check out Troop and Big Daddy Kane. And if you go onto John's IG or Troop's IG or Big Daddy Kane, I'm sure you get information about the show if you're in the Detroit area. Okay. I'm sorry. All right.
That's dope.
And if anybody wants to fly me and Namdi out to Detroit, well, it will be
right. Me too. Me too.
Okay. So let me go from 10 down to 1 for me. So number 10 was the interlude. Number 9 was Your Love to Love You. 8 was Your Love, Part 1. Number 7 was Just One of Those Things featuring Gerald Levert. 6, Merry Go Round. Number 5, Come Back. Number 4, I'll Give You All My Love. Number 3, Your Love Part 2. Number 2, I Knew That You Were Cheating featuring Jacci McGhee. And number 1 is the song that I wondered if Guy did not kick Timmy Gatlin out, if this would have been on that sophomore album, Make You Sweat. Because I'm listening to it now. Teddy is credited as doing additional production, both with keyboards and stuff. Timmy says, and the video of that would come out at in about 2 hours, where Timmy says that Keith came knocking and saying, "Please write me a track," because Teddy's not around. But it's such a staple New Jack track. And I'm listening to it. I'm thinking, why didn't you do a few more of those tracks? Because it was something that it was just different and unique, and it really brought out that really it was Make You Sweat type of upgrade. Not upgrade, because no, not Make You Sweat. I Wanna. It felt like it carried on that mantle, and it was like, come on, Keith, you could do more of this. Because I think he's safe in the ballads, but I think when he does the up-tempo New Jack stuff, it really, and I think he got upset that how come people don't call him the king of New Jack, because he came out with New Jack first, but he wasn't as consistent with like Bobby with doing these up-tempo tracks because he felt safe in his ballads. And I think if he had done more of these up New Jack tracks, we would have been seeing Keith as New Jack Swing. If he had done Just Got Paid, he wrote it for his album, and if he had released it, I think, we would have thought of Keith Sweat as a New Jack Swing icon. But by and by, Make You Sweat is my favorite track.
That track would have really suited him. Just Got Paid. I think Just Got Paid.
Just Got Paid, yeah. Late
Tuesday.
night. You might just be singing late nights. My car you standing there. Yeah. I think,
Got caffeine with his nasally voice. Just got
yeah,
oh,
yeah. I
I don't
think
want
it
to
would
be
have, yeah. I mean, not taking anything from Jackie's guy,
Friday, it's
Johnny Kemp.
Friday night. Just got paid.
No, Keith, yeah, Keith would have killed it. He would, I mean, because he did the demo anyway. Keith would have killed it if that was on his record. That would have been, I thought that would have been a dope record to be on the second album, for sure.
Imagine if
Yeah.
you put I Want Her followed by Just Got Paid. Oh my gosh. It'd have been, if you followed that
Yeah.
up with Just Got Paid, my God, it'd have been
Yeah.
humongous. Absolutely. No disrespect
It's
to the
true.
late Johnny
No,
Kemp.
it's true. It's true, Stevie.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you hear that track, the Just Got Paid track, you just lose your mind. It's because it
Yeah.
moves you right off the bat.
But the thing is that was the track too big for Johnny because we didn't hear anything really after that. That's why you do wonder if that track, if Keith had sang it, it would have just been part of his made legacy. And why do you think, because you knew Johnny Kemp well, why do you think he didn't follow on with that after that track?
To me, to be honest, even though Johnny killed it, I started with Johnny when I was young, 12 years old, but then I came back to New York when I was 17, going to 18, and Johnny really trained me. He and another singer, trumpet player, Mark Ledford, and Johnny to me was more of a ballad singer, to be honest.
Oh, Johnny Kemp.
Yeah, Johnny, him singing ballads was crazy. And I think that they should have really tapped more into his ballads than, Just Got Paid was perfect for him. But I think that they should have tapped more into the ballads. I think if Keith did some ballads on him, it would have been dope, like crazy. But again, if it was Johnny or Keith doing that song, I would say Keith should have kept it and put it on the second album. Even though I love the way Johnny did it. I love the way Johnny did it. Johnny killed it. But I still think that Keith should have put that on his second album, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Jackie, number 10 down to number
Oh,
1.
my number 10 down. Okay, let me put my glasses on because old people can't see. Comeback was my number 10. Number 9 was Your Love Part 2. What is Soul to Soul? That's all I hear.
I
That's all
do.
I
Yeah.
hear.
It definitely is.
That's right here. Number 8, Just One of Them Things. Number 7, Your Love Part 1. Number 6, Love to Love You. Number 5, Knew That You Were Cheating. Number 4, Merry Go Round. Number 3, Make You Sweat. Number 2, the interlude to I'll Give All My Love to You. And number 1 is I'll Give All My Love to You. I love that song. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, if I could do that song over, I would. I would do that song over. I love that song. And I thought that song was perfect for Keith's voice. Like I said, Bobby Wooten, I love Bobby. Bobby, even though Bobby was different from Teddy, I still believe that Bobby was able to pull things out of Keith. They worked together well, and they got those songs. They got beautiful songs. I think I'll Give All My Love to You definitely should have been the song on that soundtrack, on the soundtrack to New Jack City for the wedding part. Of course, the song that was in there had nothing to do with a wedding. Yeah, I'll Give All My Love to You is just, and like I said, Keith does songs that fit Keith's voice. You know what I mean? And just how it starts. I love you in the night. You're gonna take it real slow. And it's like, anybody can sing it, you know. Guys, hood dudes are like, yo, I can sing that. They're gonna put it on in the car and they're gonna kill it. And then when the backgrounds come in, it's just beautiful, you know. It's just beautiful. I love that song. I'll give all my love to you.
Makes him
If
sound,
you
it sounds very vulnerable. It sounds very rare, very vulnerable on that track. It's very underrated. Such an underrated track. Could have been a lot bigger, but it is a special track. And like I said, I knew someone would have it at number one. It is.
But Jacci, totally just so as a female, when you think of the fact that Keith sings about being a victim of women, you know, come back to me, I'm sorry. Does it give you the sense that, oh, this is a vulnerable man? Because, or it could, and it's a what I say, it's a trick, but it's he found a lane with his the way he sings and his topics of, I'm sorry, come back to me, you know, give me one more chance. No, he actually doesn't say I'm sorry. He's more like you know, begging, and we all call him the begging music. And he's taking. Do you think what he sings about gives him that sense of vulnerability, or do you think it's or what else do you think it makes?
I think it's made up.
No. What else do you think makes him endure with a strong female audience, that he stays consistent?
I mean, Keith is one of Keith can be very arrogant. Yes, everybody knows. He's very, very secure about who he is. But at the same time, when it comes to women, Keith is a lover. You know what I mean? He lovable boy. So for him, the begging works. You know what I mean? Because I can't say, you know, what he was going through in his relationships, but he was definitely gonna make a woman believe that, you know, she the only one, and I'm gonna beg until I can't beg no more. You know, women feel that way. Like he's singing straight to them, and they the only one. You know what I mean? So, because you know he's gonna say it when you think about the lyrics to the songs, except you may be young, but you're ready. We're like, we like, maybe can we scratch that one? Can we change the lyrics to that one now? But the lyrics to his songs are so it's like he's pouring out, and I think that's what made him stay around for a long time, because you know he's singing about things that men really feel, and some men don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm gonna say. They don't know how to say it.
they don't know how to say it. So you know, they like, let me put on this Keith Sweat record. Let me put on Keith Sweat, because Keith Sweat can say it better than me. But this is what I really want to tell you, boo. You know, and I think that Keith, you know, he definitely got that, because he's saying in a lot of these records a lot of things that men want to say, but they don't know how to say it. And some men are scared to beg. You know, they be like, I'm not begging, but they be crying, you know, crying later, but they like, I ain't begging her. But Keith is like, damn that, you know, he gonna go in.
Yeah. It's about finding your lane and then sticking to it. Yeah.
Yes. And like I said, he speaks for a lot of men, and that's why he's legendary, you know.
John Jones says that Jacci, we did our first tour with you and Keith. Had so many fun times with you all. Wow, Troop and Keith and Jacci. Okay.
That's why I love John and Steve and all the rest of the guys in Troop, because we were out. Who was it, John? It was us, and it was Keith Sweat, Troop, and I think Tony, I think, if I can remember. Troop was killing it every night. I can't even lie. Jerry curl juice and all. And you know y'all had Jerry curls. John, y'all had Jerry curls, and they was doing Mamacita, and they would do their hair, and that Jerry curl juice would be flying. They used to kill it, but I'm telling you, dancing and singing Troop was so on point. It was ridiculous, ridiculous. I love watching them every night, and then we became family. You know,
Yeah.
I'm messing with them about the Jerry curl juice. You know, that was a California thing. You know, we were from New York, so Keith and Teddy and you know, all our people wasn't wearing no Jerry curls because we were uptown. You know, we were Harlem in the Bronx, but you know, California had its thing. They had their little fade and they had Jerry curls and stuff, and it worked for them. You know.
He said on the other days it was salt and pepper.
Oh, so it was salt and pepper. Wait, did Troop? I'm trying to remember. I know we did a Slammin' '88 tour with Salt and Pepper, and it was Rob Bass, Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, um, Keith Sweat. Maybe Troop was on that too. Were you on that, John John? I can't
Hmm.
remember.
Okay.
We talking about 88 and
Yeah,
89.
it's almost 40 years. Goodness,
Isn't
Stevie,
that crazy?
it's almost 40 years. Stevie, what's your 10 to 1?
Number 10, I got Interlude. Number 9, I got Comeback. Number 8, I got the title. I'll Give All My Love to You, which on another day could have been number 1. Number 7, Just One of Them Things. Gerald Levert's vocals, incredible. Number 6, Love to Love You. Number 5, Your Love. Number 4, Knew You Were Cheating. Gosh, man, just heartbreaking record. It really does. It really gets me there. It really gets me there. Number 3, Merry Go Round, killer track. Number 2, The Slick, Funky, Your Love Part 2. And my number 1 is just, I think it's that memories. You know, I was only 16 at the time. I was too young to go in a bar and drink alcohol. So at the weekends, out we had like a mega bowl, this big mega bowl complex where you go bowling. There was arcade machines. There's all sorts going on there. You go meet, you know, girl, you know, some girl that you might have a crush on at your college or your school, and there'd always be videos of playing music. And I remember they always, every weekend while this was out, they always had this Keith Sweat track playing, the video in the background. And again, it's just the memory of it. And buying the 12-inch, the extended mix, and the drums, and you know, a New Jack Swing. This track was New Jack Swing heaven, like you say, Namdi. Even I got to shout a UK DJ who wasn't that known then, but he blew up a lot later. A guy called Norman Cook. He did a remix, a UK remix of this track as well, which was if you can find it, it's a really good mix. DJ 5 King, hip hop producer, a remix of it as well.
King, yeah.
But the extended mix and the bonus beats just had my head rolling. But number 1 is Make You Sweat, signature Keith Sweat track. Should have been a lot bigger in my opinion. But come and tell it to me now, girl. Tell it to me now, girl. I want to go down and with his nasal voice. I'll make you sweat. Number 1 for me all day. Number 1 for me all day. Tell it to me now, girl.
That's good, Stevie. This second time you're singing.
Yeah, although I don't know what he's singing, but he is singing. He is singing. Oh goodness. Well, yeah, definitely. It's hard for me not to like that song. It's just I do wonder if Faith was different. You know, if that was sung by Guy or if Keith had done more. But it's definitely, you know, getting him dancing and getting him up and about, definitely. Okay, so we went through the album. Jackie, John says it was the show with Rob Bass.
Oh, it was. Okay, so that was Slammin' '88.
Yeah, he said it was Slammin' '88.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it was Slammin' '88, yeah.
That was the good old days. Woo!
Can you imagine those
We were
kind of-
babies. We got, let me tell you, it's so crazy how you age so fast. It's like, wait, who told, nobody told us it was gonna go this fast. We got gray and all kind of stuff. I got a whole bunch of grays up under this wig.
Oh goodness.
You're lucky he's not got you crying, Jack, because normally when he gets, you know, when he interviews a lady on the show, he always gets her crying after about an hour into the show. I don't know how you do it, Andy. You know, you're always like, oh, get the tissues out, crying. I'm like, oh, what's done here, Andy? What have you done?
You know, Stevie is silly.
No, you know what happens is that when you have an artist, because when you have an artist telling you their story, and you know, or telling you that they got dropped because they were pregnant, or they someone stole all their money. It's emotional stuff, but it's also the fact that somebody wants to listen and hear, and is not looking for sound bites, but just listening to a story. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I think I always remember Gina Thompson saying when she got dropped from Mercury after she has big song, the things she was blowing up, and Mercury folded, and then she got dropped, and then she got signed to Missy, and they brought out, they did the song, and then that just dropped, and then she was like, you know, two situations like that, and then you start contemplating life, you know, because everyone has moved on, and everyone thinks you're going to blow up and be a star, and then it just shows, and what happens? Why continue? You know, and if you don't have, she had a husband who kind of kept her grounded, or she wouldn't might not have been around. So when you hear these kind of stories, and you allow them to speak, and process that, it's hard. I mean, it was hard for me after goodness 2 or 3 months hearing people telling me they lost all their money. I'm thinking, damn, because as a fan, because I remember both Steve and I are fans. I'm watching you know, artists on TV, thinking you guys have made millions of dollars, and we all think you guys are rich and everything's great. And then we're hearing that no, someone stole all our money. It's like, what? That, you know, and then you're hearing the backstory. That then is like, okay, this is not funny anymore. And that's been the hardest thing, getting used to that. Getting used to that. We had that Covington. What's her name? Covington.
Trisha
Trisha
Covington.
Covington. Even she was getting deep about her. I think her partner, who was also a manager, and how she was being used and stuff like that. And I know she was getting emotional, and Stevie was like, "Oh goodness, can we change the topic?" I was, Stevie, slow down, let's relax, let her process this. And he was like, "Oh no, it's getting too deep." So, but yeah.
So is it Stevie that starts crying, or is it you that start crying? Which one?
Well, Stevie tries to run away. Let's crack a joke. And I'm like, Stevie.
Right. He's like, come on, we can't go into that pain again. But no, I mean, I don't know how you do it either, Namdi, because it's a lot of artists with real horrible stories, just horrible. And you get to that place. I've been there where you get to that place, like, and sometimes I think about it now, not to out myself, absolutely not. But before I did, because I didn't understand why my record was being pushed back, or why, Keith and Teddy couldn't come together and do the first album like they were supposed to, or why we couldn't do the second one. And, you really, and then, people have all these expectations of you, and Make It Last Forever is a really big song. And, it's like, oh, you're supposed to be, huge. But I look at it this way. If that's not what the Most High have for you, that's not going to be what you get. And at the end of the day, there's so many people that want to sing that never get the chance to experience what we have experienced, and even have a number one record, or number two record, number 10 record, anything. So I learned to be grateful, for everything. And yeah, I have a story, but at the end of the day, I'm like, Stevie, I ain't crying no more. My crying is over. That crying nonsense is over. But it hurts. It does hurt. And does it hurt me when I see other people singing "Make It Last Forever"? It used to. It used to bother me. My feelings would be hurt because I'm like, Keith, why you not calling me? What I do to you? Type of thing. Like, bruh, I didn't do nothing to you. We used to kill us on stage. What, did I throw my wig too hard? Did I hit you with a shoe too hard or something? But no, you start hearing other people singing your song and you're like, wait a minute. Why's everybody else singing my song and I can't come out and do my song? Am I like, do I look crazy now? Or what's wrong? But I stopped doing that, and I'm like, everything is timing. Everything happens when it's supposed to. And when the Most High say you're supposed to do XYZ, that's when you're going to do it. Other than that, he's going to say, go on about your business. Go take care of that diabetic daughter you got. This is what I got for you right now. So we got to remember that life is lifing, and my daughter does come first, being type 1 diabetic. She comes first because, she can have a seizure anytime. She can go DKA anytime. We stay going to the hospital for something. So it's like you got to pick and choose your battles, pick and choose, and know your blessings, your Baruch. That's how you say it in Hebrew. And then, most R&B singers, when you think about it, most R&B singers, groups or whatever, ain't nobody getting no money. So we can't even take it personal. Nobody got no money. Go to the bar mitzvahs and ask all of them mofos, where's our money? Because that's the ones that's having the money. They got the money. The bar mitzvahs, the houses, the college, all of that. Their kids are getting it all. But we get crumbs and we struggling. But, we the chosen people. That's all I can say.
And John weighed in on this because you remember Troop also had this situation with Busted Records that affected the Deeper album and also affected them going forward. So but it's not just the women. So hearing
Right.
John stuff, hearing Timmy talk about Gene kicking him out of Guy just as they're blowing up, hearing all this stuff, it's heartbreaking. But I think it's helping us as fans and appreciate you guys, and also being able to be a lot more understanding and understand and actually celebrate you guys, even when you're touring right now. Even when you're on shows, it's like, yeah, no, we can appreciate you. We're not going to wait until you pass away before we start to say, oh yeah, I remember. So anyway, it is always a blast with Jackie on stage. When we're about to sign off, guys, and as we sign off backstage, Stevie, Jackie, and I will decide what we're going to bring next. But everyone who commented, John, we appreciate the fact that you have been with us throughout this episode, and we need to bring you on board next time we do this because you're a real one, John. And everyone has commented. We all of us read it, so we appreciate you. We celebrate
Namby
you.
has a birthday. I'm cutting him off. Namby has a birthday coming. Wait, what day is your birthday, Namby?
It's on Tuesday, the 3rd of Feb.
So Namby's birthday is February 3rd. We got to give him a shout out. We have to post. So everybody that's on, shout him out, post it up, and send him.
Have you got anything planned on the 3rd now? Have you got anything planned on the 3rd?
Okay, we're going to rate the album before we close up. No, the 3rd. No, it's just no. I'm going to be with my kids and family. So yes, yes, no, yeah. So, but it's, but yes, yeah. So not a quiet day and everything. But Mac is right. Rating the album, Stevie. What would you rate this album?
Out of 10? Oh gosh. It is my favorite Keith Sweat album.
Wow.
I'll give it 8.5. 8.5 out of 10.
Wow. What would you give Make It Last Forever?
9. That's a 9, 10 all day.
Yeah, he did say 9.
Okay. Jackie, what would you give the album?
I give this album in 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Yeah, I probably will give the album a 6.5.
What?
And
What?
just a two
What?
tracks that I really two tracks that I really enjoy. But this came after Make It Last Forever. If this was his first album, then Make It Last Forever came out second, I would appreciate it more. But you can't go from Make It Last Forever, which is he sings Make It Last Forever today. How many songs from this album does he sing? That shows you that he knows how important Make It Last Forever is. So John gives it a 10. And Fernando from Brazil, we appreciate you watching. But yeah, it's just that
album, 6.5, Namdi. It's a much stronger as a album as a whole. Quality of the songs, the production, the singing. It's a lot more than 6 point.
Apart from the top 2 songs, top 3 songs, I probably will miss it. If I was doing a top 10 Keith Sweat albums, Only Make You Sweat won't fit in. Only Make It Sweat will fit in if I did a top 10, and it would probably replace Don't Stop Your Love but all of 1 to 7, okay, maybe In the Rain would come off. So it'd be 6 songs for Make It Last Forever. Twisted would probably get, if I'm doing a top 10 Keith Sweat catalog, Only Make You Sweat will make it from this album, and that's and 6 from the Make It Last Forever album. So but as I said, Keith has made so many albums. For Elektra, he did about 6 or 7 Elektra albums. So, he's not going to be worried about this. Keep it coming. He had the Keith Sweat album. He had, he's a legend. The fact that he's been consistent.
Yes,
very
consistent.
Great. Really, I like that photograph as well in the booklet. Really nice. Just classy photo. Young
classic. Very classy.
Yeah.
Just as we wrap up, the Grammys are on, and if we ever thought about the value of the Grammys from back in the day, it's probably at its lowest right now. And Kalina, Kalina, is that Kalina? She just won Kalani for best R&B song. Folded. Somebody called Duran Bernard. Best progressive R&B album. Leon Thomas.
Lorena will be happy. Lorena will be happy about that.
Well, she's posted this. I'm reading from her stories. Leon Thomas, best R&B album for Mutt. And Leon Thomas, best additional R&B performance for Vibes Don't Lie. Kalani winning best R&B performance for Folded. And I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, wow, how we've fallen. How R&B has fallen.
Well, this is what our generation thinks. That's our generation thinks that, but the generation that takes everything to them, Namdi. Kalani Folded is a huge track to them. Mutt, that guy did Mutt. It's a massive to that R&B, that young rap. That's a massive for them. But it's just we're old, man. We're old. That's what it is. We're old now.
There was a time.
More is what every little step Bobby Brown is to us. But you know what I mean? They've got to leave them to it, man. Let them have the Kalani Folded and the more. We had Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, and that's our generation of R&B. We'll claim
but
that,
think
man.
about how many of those. Think about how many of those songs will be classics later, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Those songs might be hot to them, to their generation, but they're not classics. They're not classics.
I mean, can you think of an R&B song that came out 2 years ago that we still sing today?
Nope.
And that's the thing. It's very much fast food music. And now we're talking. Look at us. We've just spent
only her. I can say her.
Yeah, but look, we've just spent more than 2 hours talking about an album that came out 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're debating what we're rating it from something that came out 35. what are we going to debate about any of these songs? Then we're going to forget
Right.
them tomorrow because something else is going to come up, and that's just the difference. We're talking about being upset of George Michael taking the Soul Train heavy D, so the competition. Guy never won a Grammy. Just think about all these big. New Edition have never really won a Grammy or anything. So think about the competition from our legacy artists, because they were fighting so much for just a few of them could get these awards. Now it's
Yeah.
just like anything. So, but anyway, it's just the state of where music is today. And that's why we have shows like this to celebrate classics and celebrate legacy. But anyway, let me see. What do you mean? I have this album. Okay, so guys, we appreciate everybody. Check us out, Jackie, Stevie, and I, and we may even get John. John will come back in a few weeks' time, and just be blessed. And thanks everyone for watching, but also commenting and being part of this show, whether you're watching us live or, as Stevie says, on repeat. And as ever, having a legend as Miss Jacci McGhee just sitting in with us and answering questions is beyond amazing. I mean,
we give all our love to you out there. We give all our love to you. Good night, folks. Good night.
we give okay.
I love you guys.
Okay, hold on one second, Jackie.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
Somewhere in between.
For even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay, you okay?
They don't understand what Jonas' voice meant.
Play it.